Hello, Yumble. I commented on one of your last videos where you were talking about, or you were really going over junction lights, and I asked you if you could share on what I call a P-turn intersection. I don't know if there's a real world name for this. I swear I've seen it in a real life image, um, but I'm just not sure at this point. It seems so unfindable. Uh, But the concept here is essentially a trumpet, but done at grade with a two-phase light. Um, I've had to, what's the word I'm looking for? I've had to fudge this a little bit. Unfortunately, my cars seem to be really, really dumb. So I'm doing something here to kind of make them use more lanes than just the far left lane. And thankfully, it's kind of working. Um, And then here I had to tell them that these two lanes do their thing because they wanted to. They all wanted to all four lanes go in that two lanes at one time. But the concept here, which I hope that you can do something greater with, and I'm really interested to see you do with the American Road set, that is probably the best I will ever see that work. It works so beautifully in my regular game. To be fair, in my regular game though, I have my outside connection set to low because my computer is a little bit. It's a laptop hooked up to three screens. Like it's gonna have some difficulties. Hopefully, one day I can get something a little bit better. But I love this intersection for so many reasons. As you can tell, it really does move traffic. It really gets large amounts of traffic out of here. Um, as I was starting to say, I'm using a couple mods here. One, of course, is Traffic Manager, President Edition. It would not be possible to set a light, of course, like this, and all of the lane markings and so on and so forth. I have also the roads are from the Network Extensions pack, um, just a personal preference, uh, and I'm using the outside connections uh, mod for heavier traffic so that we can actually see this thing do a little bit more. But I feel like the concept is pretty clear with what's going on here. These four lanes continue their way; they just do their thing. Whereas this side of the road, these two lanes come around and they just fill this loop, this clover. And when they are allowed to, when the people in the clover are allowed to move forward, the people turning left here will actually go straight around them, and that's what creates the ability for the two-phase light. Um, it's really interesting take on a T junction. Really, it handles the left turns along with the other phases. I feel like I'm just telling you what you can obviously see. You're a very intelligent man. I really enjoy your videos for it. You clearly know what you're doing here, and and you put the extra detail into it, and I really appreciate that. Um, I've also done this junction with just a single piece of road. In my current game, uh, you know what? Actually, let's go over to my current game real quick. So here is my much more simplified version that works clearly just as well. To be fair, when this interchange was first developed, it was an extremely dense traffic that flowed through here. As time went on, clearly this metro got built in, and there's a train line against the coast over here, um, and it just kind of started losing all of its uh, just density, really. So I've sized it. I haven't sized it down at all. Actually, this is where it needed to be when I first built it, and it just doesn't take on as much as you probably would think. Surprisingly, my traffic actually prefers to take this route over here into the city. Uh, but the point is that you can simplify it down to a pretty basic form. It's simply just a half circle, direct connection into, and traffic management lines assist with what it needs to do. Traffic never backs up deeply. Um, in fact, it really doesn't. It doesn't get that dense at all anymore. Uh, so this is simply just to show you what's up. I wish that the traffic was more dense. I wish this looked more impressive. But then again, maybe it's impressive that my roadways elsewhere are so decent that they don't even have to use this or the highway. Um, I have a lot of transit opportunities in this city. I'm also just going to show this off for a second because I'm proud of it. And you're someone that I really appreciate the work of and respect within this game. So thank you for everything that you do on YouTube and the fun you bring to the game and the little bits of education that I can grab from you. I feel as though I have a decent working knowledge of the game so far, but really, truly, your recent lights video taught me little details that I had no clue about that are actually going to help me later on in in creating new lights intersections. In fact, just over here, after watching your video, this these I've created a junction where these two are working with lights together. Um, it I appreciate you. So thank you for everything you do, Yumble. I look forward to a response and possibly you premiering, your own version of this intersection and how well it works for you. Maybe running it up against some other ones and see what, really caps out. What other T intersections do you have? I'd be really interested in that too. Have a nice day.